District 13, is a 2004 French action film, directed by Pierre Morel and written and produced by Luc Besson. The film is notable for its depiction of parkour in a number of stunt sequences that were completed without the use of wires or computer-generated effects. Because of this, some film critics have drawn comparisons to the popular Thai film Ong-Bak. David Belle, regarded as the founder of parkour, plays Leïto, one of the protagonists in the film. Plot: in 2010, social problems such as violence, drugs and organized crime have overrun the poorer suburbs of Paris, especially Banlieue 13, commonly referred to as B13, a ghetto with a population of some 2 million. Unable to control B13, the authorities construct a high wall topped by barbed tape around the entire area, forcing the inhabitants within to survive without education, proper utilities or police protection behind the containment wall. Police checkpoints stop anybody going in or out. 3 years later, an almost feudal system has developed amongst the street gangs of B13. The area is now flooded with hard drugs such as heroin and completely controlled by gangsters. Certain blocks are ruled over by various individuals, and one high-rise apartment block is looked after by an athletic and streetwise man known as Leïto. Leïto hates drugs and injustice and wages a one-man war against a neighboring gang lord named Taha Bamema to keep his own building and people safe and free of drugs. Leïto captures 20 kg of cocaine from Taha, worth over €1 million, which incites Taha to send his thugs to recover the merchandise, led by the towering K2. Leïto destroys the cocaine by using bleach and uses parkour to evade Taha's thugs through the building and across rooftops. Taha kidnaps Leïto's younger sister Lola to use against him, but Leïto manages to invade Taha's base, rescue his sister, and kidnap Taha in turn. Leïto takes Taha to the police office at the edge of the district perimeter, but the police are in the process of abandoning their position on orders from the French ministry, and are also threefold outnumbered by Taha's gang. The police release Taha and allow him to take Lola with him to avoid a confrontation. In addition, they put Leïto in a cell also to contain the situation, but Leïto kills the police chief in the process for handing over Lola. 6 months later, outside of B13 in the affluent areas of Paris, an undercover police captain named Damien Tomaso infiltrates an underground casino and attempts to arrest Carlos Montoya, the gangster who owns it. His extraction procedure fails, however, forcing him to fight his way through an army of thugs to escape the casino. Upon the mission's completion, Damien immediately receives another assignment from his chief and also the Defense Secretary of France, Mr. Crawan Cortegaire. He is told that Taha has stolen an experimental neutron bomb that is set to detonate in 24 hours. His mission is to convince Leïto, imprisoned for months, to lead him to Taha's base so that he can disarm the bomb. Damien attempts to pass himself off as a fellow prisoner and helps Leïto escape to B13, but Leïto sees through Damien's act and abandons him. After fighting off some of the local thugs, Damien locates Leïto and admits the truth. They team up to disarm the bomb and rescue Lola. The pair surrenders to Taha in order to gain access to his base. There, they discover that Taha has rigged the warhead to a missile launcher, pointed towards the center of Paris, and is prepared to blackmail the government with it. Taha demands a high ransom, which is refused by Damien's government contact. The pair escape, and while Taha's thugs pursue them, he discovers that the government has emptied all of his offshore accounts in the Bahamas and elsewhere. One of Taha's men asks how Taha will pay them. Frustrated, Taha tries to shoot the member who asked him that, only to discover that his gun is empty from shooting one of his thugs for letting Leïto and Damien escape. Taha offers money from a safe he possesses, but knowing that with Taha's accounts emptied, there is no reason to endure his ruthlessness any longer, the thugs shoot and kill Taha. This leaves K2, a more sympathetic leader, in charge, and K2 has a moment of reconciliation with Leïto, suggesting that peace is possible in the future within B13. Leïto and Damien fight their way to the tower building holding Lola and the bomb. They are confronted by their final obstacle, Yeti, a substantial henchman left by Taha to block their access to the bomb. Damien underestimates Yeti and tries attacking him, but is gradually overpowered. Leïto helps out Damien and gains the upper hand with the henchman by tying him up with electric cord. Damien then picks up a cinder block and smashes it on Yeti's head, knocking him out. Having defeated Yeti, Damien calls his contact to receive the deactivation code, 9293709B13. Leïto recognizes the code as a reference to the bomb's location, the day's date, and the district, B13. Leïto deduces that the government has set them up and the code will actually detonate the bomb instead of deactivating it. He fights Damien to prevent him, who chose to believe in the government over Leïto, from entering the code. Damien almost does so, but is restrained by Lola. The timer runs out and the bomb does not detonate, proving Leïto's theory. The pair return to the government building with the bomb and use it to force Mr. Krawon admit that he had planned to blow up B13 as a means to get rid of it. The confession is then revealed to have been filmed and is immediately broadcast by pirate television transmission across all channels. The pair's actions cause a major scandal that sparks public support for B13. Soon the rest of the government promises to tear down the containment wall and bring back schools and police to B13. Leïto and Damien depart as friends, and Lola kisses Damien to encourage him to visit B13 in the future. Cast: Cyril Raffaele as Captain Damien Tommaso, David Belle as Leïto, Tony Damario as K2, Dani Verissimo as Lola, Bibi Nashri as Tahaba Mahmoud, Frana Section Chatot as Krawon Kortegar, Nicholas Warian as Cassini, Patrick Olivier as Le Colonel, Samir Guizmi as Jamel, Jeff Rudem as Yeti. Reception: District 13 received mostly positive reviews outside of France. It holds a rating of 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, based on 110 reviews. In France, however, the movie received mostly negative reviews from both spectators and press, holding on Allociné Copyright, a French cinema website, a 2.8 out of 5, based on 4 press critics, and a 2.1 out of 5 based on 6992 spectator votes. The main issues pointed by the French critics were the similarity with both Escape from New York and Ong-Bak, and the shallowness of the plot. Sequel: Filming of a sequel, originally titled Banlieue 14, began in August 2008 in Belgrade, Serbia, and continued until October 2008. David Belle and Cyril Raffaele both reprised their original roles of Leïto and Damien, respectively. The film with Luc Besson again producing and writing the screenplay. The title for the sequel was officially changed to District 13, Ultimatum in the post-production stages. It was released in France on February 18, 2009, and the United Kingdom on October 2, 2009. Remake: An English-language remake of the film, set in Detroit, was titled Brick Mansions, began pre-production in 2010 by Europa Corp. It was released in April 2014, and stars Paul Walker as Damien, with David Belle reprising his role from the original and rapper LZA as the gang leader. Brick Mansions is also the last movie that Walker finished before his death in November 2013. References: External links: District 13 at the Internet Movie Database, District 13 at AllMovie, District 13 at Rotten Tomatoes, interview with director Pierre Morel at svol.com.